Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the new Primal Attack Control and Conquer Carnotaurus. This figure is currently in stock on Walmart's website. It retails for $24.99, and as always I will leave a link in the description to Walmart if you're interested in ordering this figure. So before we crack open this Carnotaurus, let's take a quick look at the packaging. It comes in the new Primal Attack style box, and it's actually the first figure to be released so far with the Primal Attack branding. You got the nice sunset in the background with the paddock fences. You got the Jurassic World logo up in the corner, Owen in blue, and a couple pictures on the front of the box showing off that action feature. And spinning it around, you get a nice full art picture of the Carnotaurus on the back with how they use its action features. And then right in the corner right here, we have a picture of two other figures coming out in the massive biters line. We got the Tarbosaurus and the Sarcosuchus, and I cannot wait for that Tarbosaurus. I'm really looking forward to that one. So with all this packaging nonsense out of the way, let's crack this thing open. And here is the Carnotaurus out of the packaging. And I have to say, this figure is a little bit bigger than I was expecting it to be. And since we're talking about size, let's do a couple of quick measurements. This figure is just about 15 inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, and about 7.5 inches tall to the top of that horn on top of its head. Carnotaurus was about 24 to 30 feet long. So with those measurements, that would put this figure somewhere in the 119 to the 124 scale range, depending on which maximum size measurement you want to go with. This figure is pretty much a 99% original sculpt. Here it is compared to the original Carnotaurus, and you can see the Control and Conquer one is definitely much bigger. Everything on the Control and Conquer is a new sculpt, except for the arms right here. They are the same exact arms. And comparing the two, I absolutely love the paint scheme on this new Carnotaurus. I think this is one of the best painted figures that we've gotten in the line so far. I think the colors look absolutely great on it. I like the gray actually better than the white on the original Carnotaurus. And it just has a nice airbrush look to it. The figure is cast mostly in this rusty orange color, and you got some light brown markings starting on the head and going all the way down to the tail, and some nice blotching. And I just really like the color scheme on this one. Like, the pattern on this looks like it's just printed on, and this one looks like it's been airbrushed on. I just like that look a lot better. This is definitely, in my opinion, far superior to this one right here. This one is still a great figure, but I think this one is definitely a vast improvement. Alright, let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure. You can see the eye is painted in yellow with a black pupil. The eyes are fine on mine. I know a couple people that already got theirs in, and their eyes are misprinted, which seems to be a reoccurring issue with these Mattel Jurassic World dinosaurs. Unfortunately, this figure right now is only available online, so if you are ordering online, you do run the risk of not being able to look over this figure in the store and see if the eyes are perfect. I just really hope Mattel just really concentrates on that quality control issue, especially with the eyes. If the eyes are wrong, it just kind of ruins the whole figure. I only have a little bit of paint wear on the horn right here, and that's because the way the figure was shipped to me, the box it came in was just big enough to fit this figure in here. So when I took the figure out, I could see that the horns were already pressing up against the side of the box, and that's where that paint wear came from. Teeth are painted in a off-white color, and inside the mouth you can see it is cast in pink plastic with a nice shiny coat to give it that wet look. You can see a lot of nice scale detail and folds of wrinkles along the neck right here. This figure is beautifully sculpted. And going down to the body, you can see more of those folds and wrinkles and nice scalation. You can see those puny little arms right here. And then going down to the legs, you can see a lot of nice muscle definition and scale detail. The claws on the feet are painted a very dark brown color. And since we're on the feet, let me spin this figure over so you guys can see the scan code. So you can scan it into your fax app. Going down to the tail, you can see a lot more of that nice scale detail in this figure. This figure is just beautifully sculpted. Overall, you can see all that brown coloration on the back right here. And let's get a view from the other side. And this is a really nice looking Carnotaurus figure. Definitely much better than the first offering that we got. I love this airbrush look for the pattern along its back. Just very well done figure. Articulation wise, there's not a lot of articulation on the figure because a lot of it is tied to the gimmick. So the arms can still move like they did on the original Carnotaurus figure, and the feet still can swivel around, and they are extremely tight. And that's it for articulation. So let's get this figure into position and move on to its main gimmick. Alright, so let's move on to the main gimmick of this figure. The action feature on this Carnotaurus works kind of similar to the Thrash and Throw T-Rex, but it's just a little bit different. So you do have a button on the tail right here that does control the mouth. It causes it to close when you press it, and it also activates some electronic roars. And I'm happy to say there is no T-Rex roar on this Carnotaurus. I know a lot of the roarivores just threw in a random T-Rex roar on their figures because I guess for whatever reason every dinosaur in Jurassic World needs to sound like the T-Rex at some point, so I'm very happy that they did not include it on this Carnotaurus. The legs on this figure do move, but they have to move together. They do not move independently. So you want to do is just hold one of the feet in place right here and then use the tail to tilt the figure down so it can snatch up its prey, and then also swinging the figure up, it does activate a roar without pushing the button on its tail. And then by turning the tail side to side, you can get the head to swing back and forth like it's shaking a helpless victim around. And I gotta say, the action feature on this is very smooth. It's a lot smoother, especially when you compare it to the Thrash and Throw T-Rex. Alright, let's get our victim out here to really show off this action feature. We'll be using John Hammond because every death in the franchise is on this man's hand. So definitely really like this action feature. I love the head twisting, the swing around his prey. Sorry, John. I killed you again in another review. So let's move on with some comparisons. Here it is with some other Primal Attack figures. The Attack Pack Colovosaurus and Ornitholestes. These two figures right now are being found on store shelves. And here it is with the Primal Attack Extreme Chompin' T-Rex. And these figures are very similar in size. The Extreme Chompin' T-Rex is definitely a little bit bigger. It's pretty much just one head length bigger than this Carnotaurus. And here it is with the Bite and Fight T-Rex, and the Bite and Fight scales much better with the Carnotaurus, especially if you want to use it to recreate that scene from Fallen Kingdom where the T-Rex just comes out of nowhere and saves the day. So final thoughts on this figure. I'm liking this Carnotaurus way more than I thought I would. It has a beautiful sculpt. I love the paint apps on it. I think it's some of the nicest paint apps I've seen on any of the Mattel Jurassic World dinosaurs. The action feature is very fun on it. It's very smooth operating. Probably my only nitpick with this figure is, the line is doing an okay job scaling the dinosaurs with each other. This Carnotaurus is a little too big, especially how big Carnotaurus was in real life. But other than that, this is a fantastic figure. You guys will absolutely love it if you pick it up. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this figure right now is in stock on Walmart's website. That link is in the description. So that will do it for the review. As always, if you're liking the reviews on this channel, please show your support by hitting that subscribe button right underneath the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.